All right, people ask me, have I seen Cameron's interview with Teofimo Lopez, saying that he checked Teofimo Lopez about the monkey comments that he made. And I watched it, and frankly, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Maybe I don't understand what checking is, or maybe checking counts for something different nowadays, which I don't doubt, because I mean, I'm living in a time where they are comparing Chris Brown to Michael Jackson. That may sound like a side note, but we actually on the same page, if you follow me. But no, Cameron didn't check anybody. I'm sorry. See, I don't trust members of the Foot Clan, and Cameron is my guy. You know what I'm saying? I bought everything Cameron has ever made, every album, every mixtape, Boss of All Bosses, all of that. Cameron's my dude. So when I say he ain't checking nothing, I'm being sincere. But nonetheless, he is part of the Foot Clan. You know what I'm saying? He is a certified ninja, no doubt. So when I said that I don't trust you ninjas when it comes to social media, when it comes to being in front of the camera, when it comes to media period and keeping it real, because as you know, we have currently and now are seeing that it's some buttermilk biscuits, buttering, ankle touching. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's just out of control at this point. So I say that to say that when they say that they didn't know that he was on no prejudice stuff or nothing like that, I don't believe him. Sorry, I just don't. I just think that somebody contacted them on air or while recording it with them to the point that you couldn't ignore it. And if anything, at best, he aggressively asked about it. You know what I'm saying? Or colorfully asked about it. But the reason why it don't make no sense to me, and the reason why it's not a check to me, not only because, you know, ninjas tend to be soft in this situation, and I've seen all the bowing down that's going on around here. But Teofimo Lopez, what he does is he sit up and he tells you, he basically made a racial innuendo to basically get under some fighter's skin or get a reaction because he wants to make a fight. Since when do we do that? So he's saying to the whole world that basically in boxing, what we do is we make racial attacks at people to get a fight made. Since when do we do that? Not only that, can a black fighter do that? No, we don't see him being able to do that at all, not even in the slightest, especially how sensitive people are. But so what he's saying is that's what we do in boxing. That's supposed to represent boxing. How's that possible? So once that was clear that that's what he was doing and that's why he did it, it was supposed to be a follow-up to something after that. I didn't see nothing like that. But like I said, ninjas in those situations is soft. You know what I'm saying? If I popped up in front of them or somebody else popped up in front of me, maybe World War III, they pull out ninja swords, gats, all that other stuff. They'll move like the Matrix, John Wick, and everything. You know what I'm saying? Something like this pop off, it's just, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And you see all the John Joneses that's going on around here, you know? So when it comes to that, you know, not only that, I don't believe that they checked anything, and I believe that they already knew what he was on. But the fact that he sit up there and said that he basically saying that he said some racist stuff, basically just to get up under somebody's skin. And not only did they not check it, but what really doesn't make any sense about that is it's already been proven that if given the opportunity, that Teofimo Lopez would not take those fights. Especially the way he curled up in front of everybody on camera when Keyshawn was pressing on him, and he sit up there and apologized and act all scared and all that other stuff. The same thing when Devin Haney pulled up on him, acting all scared and everything. Speaking of Devin Haney, wasn't he offered $4 million to fight and turned it down? But yet at the same time complaining that he hasn't made $1 million. Do you want to know what Teofimo Lopez's real problem is? He wants the clout of black fighters, but to be able to move like Canelo. That's his problem. Okay? And he figured, I beat Lomachenko, why are you not loving me? You know what I'm saying? He thought he was going to get all the accolades and all the compliments that came with Lomachenko after beating Lomachenko. But do you know when he got his feelings hurt? He got hurt when he figured out that it's even a color barrier even for him. No, it don't transfer to you because they didn't want you to beat him. That's their guy. That's their little shining everything. Didn't you know that by the way that they erased his record? So Teofimo Lopez may play the game of racial stuff with, you know what I'm saying, the base public about everything. And he may think that that's funny, but not knowing it's playing those same little games that got him in this situation. What do I mean? This is exactly what I mean. See, although he may be feeding the scum of boxing by doing that, because don't nobody entertain him or care about what he's saying unless he's trying to put down an American black fighter. But just because they'll ignore certain stuff about you, it don't mean that those folks at ESPN and every other where else in boxing didn't hear what you said. So since he wants to try to make fights, so he claimed, and he's going to use a racial way of going about it, did he forget that he also, not only did he have problem with black people and his father and what he said about black people, but did you forget what you said about those fine white people at ESPN? See, the main public may ignore it because everybody's just on this I love to hate black fighters thing. You know what I'm saying? Just black people in general. They may ignore it. That don't mean ESPN did. That don't mean they did. They heard when you called them crackers. I don't care if Punch Drunk edited that part out for you. They already seen it. And you know it. So while you sit up there playing racial games with black folks and stuff like that, you may have forgot about the racial games that you play with those white folks over at ESPN. Because not only did you beat their savior, but you said something that they never wanted to hear come out of your mouth, considering the fact that they didn't want nobody like you to beat him. And you figured that out once you beat him, that they wasn't ready to compliment you or accept you or embrace you in the same way, because you don't look like him. And that's why you say, oh, I'm only getting paid this, I'm not making this, I'm not making that, I'm not making this, and I'm not making that. You know what it is. You know exactly what it is, and you're losing to everything. But see, you can't fight that horse. You're too afraid to fight that horse. You know how you're afraid to fight that horse? Because the same people that we see bending over buttermilk biscuits and tuning and don't want to address the elephant in the room, that's the same thing Teo is doing. Teo is really no different from these bucking content creators. He's really no difference. They're both pandering and afraid of the same forces. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? Trying to pander to the same group. That's all. Teo ain't nothing but a Mooney Brown. You know what I'm saying? That's all he is. Just trying to appease the same people. Ain't nothing but a showbiz or something like that. Just trying to appease the same people. And never side with the other side. Even if that other side is on truth. It don't matter. That's not what they there to do. So what's happening to Teo is he's being treated like a black fighter, but at the same time, not even getting paid like one. Oh, it's gotta hurt. It's got to hurt. And that's why he's doing that. This is the last result, just like Ryan Garcia, the last result. Yeah, I heard what Ryan said, but this is the killing part. This is the killer part, and this is actually the nail in the coffin. Do you know how you kill Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia? Do you know how you actually kill them? When they go on they finna say their monkey thing or they this and that, don't respond to it at all. That's the worst thing that you could do, is if we just totally ignored it. Because as of right now, Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez, they're like vampires. They're surviving off black blood. Okay? Ryan Garcia got his biggest payday with who? Wasn't another Latino. So who do you need to fight? Who do you need to mix up with? Who do you need to match up with to get this generational money that he was bragging about? Who? All right then. Okay. Teo talked about they don't need the black fighters and this like that, but you see who he sitting up there interviewing with. You see that? He don't get an interview unless he talk about a black fighter. So who is he surviving off of? And the last thing he has to survive off of is the last thing Ryan got to survive off of. Shock value and the hate for black people, because that's what's secretly up under boxing, like dirt up under a rug that everybody wanted to ignore. And mad that I bring up. I don't care. Just like I don't care then. Everything I say eventually watch down the pipe, and we here now. Not everybody can be uncomfortable in a place where I'm most comfortable, because I ain't never ran for nothing. There ain't never been no real problem with me. But then again, that's me. We cut different. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Vane, I'm out.